Okay, part two, if I can get it out. I'm really struggling today. I don't know if I said this in part one, but recently I've been really pissed at myself because I look at these videos and I see that I've been saying and like a lot, way more than I used to, and way more than I realized too. And that's not something I used to do at all. I think part of it is, especially now that I'm trying to crunch everything into 3 minutes for the shorts. The reason why that happens for people is because there's this part of our brain that doesn't like silence in a way. And we feel compelled to fill dead space when we're talking while we're thinking. The crazy thing is, no one likes to hear that, right? It's this weird thing where it's actually bad to do it, but almost all of us, especially people that don't have any public speaking training, will do it anyways, just out of habit. But if you take even a few minutes, well, not a few minutes would be a long time to just sit there staring off into space. If you take even a few seconds and sit there instead of going, or if you take a moment to organize the order of your sentence instead of just throwing a bunch of likes in there while you're processing the sentence as you say it, then it comes off a lot more clean and understandable and relatable. Because most people don't realize they say and like constantly. Even someone like me who actually does have public speaking experience and training, I didn't realize it was creeping back in to these videos until I started doing the closed captions for everything. And especially the closed captions where I have to use KindMaster for right now until I can buy a better app. Don't use that app. It fucking sucks. I hate it. It's just, I am currently using it until I have money to buy another app, and I want to buy the lifetime membership so I don't have to pay the stupid subscription bullshit. But first, I need to pay my website renewal registration. So it's just one of those things that it's a temporary stopgap measure until I have time to buy another app. I think the one I'm going to go with is UCut. That's one of the only apps out there that you can just buy at once. Most of these apps these days demand that you pay like $10 a month to use it. And it's like, or I can just buy the UCut app, which seems to be better than these other apps, anyways. And it's like a $60 or $50 lifetime membership. I want to do a whole video ranting about subscriptions, but this isn't going to be that one. Let's get back on topic. Let me refocus. So, don't go around pissing on things just because you're angry about things that are out of your control, right? Which is exactly what Charlie's doing. He's angry that he can't go outside and play with his little cat friends and murder bunnies for fun because, I mean, I guess it's not murder because he eats them, right? Murder is an unjustified killing, but that's just the way of nature. But the point is, he can't go out there and do all the fun things an outdoor cat likes to do because it's just too cold. It's been below zero for and by below zero, I mean Celsius. It's been below freezing for 4 weeks now. I think there was one day that it might have kind of went above freezing, but all that did was make everything worse because it melted a little bit of the snow and then it instantly refroze as soon as the sun went down. So everything turned onto ice. So now it's like snow, ice, snow, right? And he did go out for a little bit today, but it's one of those things where I I don't like him being out there because it's actually temperatures that are dangerous for a cat. Now, I I'm gonna upload some pictures with these videos today. I think he's made a cat friend out there because even though he's not out there, I think there's a stray cat, a wild cat, or an outdoor cat that just is ballsier than he is. There are paw prints that come up to the door of a cat that's outside that I know aren't Charlie's because he's been inside. And I think the cat has discovered his little hiding place. So my dad has one of those Polaris slingshots. It's like basically a go-kart for adults having their midlife crisis. And it's like a three-wheeled, it's like a reverse tricycle with an engine. And it's got a motorcycle battery because it's technically a motorcycle, but also you don't need a motorcycle license to drive it because it's got seat belts and a cabin, kind of. It's like an open air cabin type thing. Just Google, or don't use Google, but do a web search of Polaris Slingshot and you'll see what I'm talking about. But I don't drive it. I've driven it a couple times. At first, just to I've driven it a couple times at first just to one, keep the battery charged, and two, for the kids. There's cousins up here that I have, and there's little cousins especially that I figured would like to see it. So there was one time I went over to a family dinner and I drove the Polaris over there. One, because it had been sitting for a while, so I drove it to recharge the battery. And two, because I wanted the little kids to see it, right? Everyone talks about my dad's little Hot Wheels car, they call it, some of them. So I brought that over. One of the other cousins who's more into machines than me, definitely knows a lot more about fixing them and maintaining them. He went and he drove it with giving each of the little kids a ride. I thought that was a fun thing for them. But literally the only time I drive it is when I feel like I need to, because it's just not good for a vehicle to sit in general. They're designed to be driven at least once a month. You should drive every vehicle. But I don't like driving it because I'm just rambling about the most random shit today. I don't like driving it because it doesn't handle well. It's overpowered. I mean, it's underpowered, but the weight distribution isn't good, so it kind of feels overpowered because even though it's a little underpowered, the wheels are slipping and stuff constantly. It doesn't like to go into reverse or drive very well. It just feels there's so many little frustrating things about it. It's way wider than it needs to be. It's wider than the Mercedes that he has, and the Mercedes is wide. I don't even like how wide the Mercedes is. I miss my 2001 Cadillac DeVille. That boy was long, but it was nice and skinny, right? So I didn't feel like I was taking up too much of the highway. That Polaris, it feels like I need a lane and a half for it. Anyways, um, the reason all this matters, I didn't need to ramble that long about it, but the reason all it matters is because there's a battery minder, which if you don't know what that is, it's just a device that you can plug into the wall and then attach to your vehicle. Some vehicles you need to attach it directly to the battery. Other vehicles have a special plug. This vehicle has a special plug. And all you do is you attach this battery minder to an extension cord and you plug it into the vehicle, and it should keep that vehicle relatively able to start throughout winter months. It's especially good for motorcycles when you aren't driving them. And this even has a motorcycle battery in it. So I think what is happening is I'm not worried about letting Charlie out during the week when it's warm. And he'll even stay out there a couple nights sometimes because there's a tarp on the Polaris. And I found out after I went out looking for him once that he goes up inside of that tarp and sleeps on the seat of the Polaris. And I know he sleeps on the seat because when I took it to get inspected, there was just cat fur all over the seat. And I think what his cat Buddy is doing now, and I'm sure he was up there when he was out tonight, because the first time I went to ask for him, call him back inside, he didn't respond. I took a shower, called him back again, and he came from the exact location where the Polaris is parked, although I can't directly see line of sight with the Polaris from the back door. I think he and that other cat will go out there and sleep next to the battery minder, because not only does it both keep the battery charged and drain some of the power if it gets overcharged, but it will intentionally cycle the battery to keep it warm. And I'm sure all that current flowing through there makes the battery minder itself kind of warm, especially compared to the sub-freezing temperatures out there. There's just a bunch of footprints out there. But back to the topic at hand. I don't have a clever way to wrap that back into the topic at hand. That was just something I wanted to talk about that doesn't fit into any of the videos I had planned. I think it's cute. The point is, though, that he can't really go outside the way he normally likes to. And he would go outside literally every day. Sometimes spend the night out there sleeping. And now, when I let him go outside, 90% of the time, probably even more than 90% of the time, I open the door, he sticks his head out, sniffs, feels the cold wind, shakes it off, snorts, and then turns around and walks back inside. And he's protest peeing because the snow is outside, but that is entirely beyond my ability or his ability to change, right? I can't make the sun warm all the snow and melt it up. I kind of struggled on that sentence a little bit, but we're just going to move forward. I can't make it suddenly summer, you know? And Charlie either doesn't understand that or doesn't care, because he's just mad that he can't go outside and play. And so he's going to piss on a towel that I leave on the floor for no reason. And it's like, come on, Charlie, why'd you do that? Should I have left the towel on the floor? No. But that's also no excuse to you just piss on the towel, right? I was tired after my shower, and I didn't feel like putting it away yet. I said it again. I very much feel like that's a lot of what goes on the internet, and it is the epitome of what I feel like D'Angelo was doing with the Caleb Hammer type stuff. And the biggest thing for me is people make excuses, right? Someone responded, first of all, people don't understand nuance anymore. Maybe I misquoted, but the person that responded to my YouTube comment, I didn't read the full YouTube comment. I just saw it pop up in the notifications, which is like the first part of it. Maybe I should have read it before responding. But when you've been on the internet as long as I have, you learn exactly where someone's mind is just from a couple words, right? Uh, I need to stop saying that word. I just want to cut my tongue out every time I say or like. So that's another filler word, by the way, but it's not as bad as or like. The comment said something along the lines of a leftist grifter question mark, blah blah blah. He's just calling out bigotry. First of all, I didn't say he was a leftist grifter. I said it felt like he was moving in that direction. That's a very small distinction, but an important one, right? You don't just generally become a leftist grifter overnight. I don't feel like D'Angelo has ever been that. In fact, historically, to me, it seemed like he was more of a centrist individual like myself, just more left than I am. But now it seems like he's basically gotten radicalized overnight. Maybe not overnight because he was gone for several months, but whatever happened to him while he was gone, it seems like I said this in the first video. It was like an invasion of the body snatchers type thing, where they like scooped out his brain and replaced it with someone that's lost all their ability for critical thinking because he's not funny, he's not insightful, he's not witty anymore. Everything I saw from him was just cringe. And I'm not defending Caleb Hammer by any means because my whole point is that Caleb Hammer is cringe, right? It's just two idiots pissing on each other is the way I see the whole thing. And of course, this idiot in my comments was like, he's just calling out bigotry. I don't think people understand the definition of the word bigotry. Caleb Hammer is not a bigot as far as I can tell. He's just an asshole to everyone. Yes, he's an asshole to women, but he's also an asshole to men too. So I'm not sure why they think he's calling out bigotry. Well, I think I know exactly why. It's because what D'Angelo was doing was cherry picking a few examples where he picked on women and didn't point out the examples where he was picking on men too, right? That is why I say it's just a pissing match. It's pissing on things you have no control over or capability to change. The same way Charlie is pissing on my towel on the floor because there's snow outside, right? It's just this stupid, childish, animalistic bullshit that is taking over the internet, and I'm so sick of it. And when I call it out, people just defend it. Oh, he's fighting against bigotry. No, he's not. He's becoming a bigot himself. And it's just so frustrating. Like, I just want to be the voice of reason and remind everyone to love each other and care for each other, which means I'll probably get shot because everyone who throughout history that takes that position ends up getting shot. But it is what it is. I accept the risks, right? It's just really frustrating to see so many people choosing hate over love. And I don't know what to do except keep posting, right? That's all I really know what to do is keep posting. I don't get to stream as much as I would like to right now because I have a lot of back end work to do. I am renovating the house still. making progress, but also I need to spend less time on that because I need to make money. So I am splitting myself between like 5 different jobs again because that's just life. And I'm not going to stop posting though. I'm never going to stop posting unless they either kill me or find a way to silence me. I'm actually dreading the day that my YouTube gets monetized because I know half the videos are just going to be partial monetized or instant demonetized because the soft censorship on YouTube is insane. And we're saving that video to rant about soft censorship until the day my YouTube actually gets monetized, because then I'll probably have some good examples to just show you, right? Anyways, I got to get back to work. I'm not working on the house today. I'm going to actually just stream for once. I want to chill out a little bit, start the week off slow, then build up momentum as we work through it. And I got to go brush my hair. Anyways, I just want to say make sure you're armed and training. Delete Windows, de-Google yourself. I love all of you, and God bless America. Peace.